helping out. I can't remember her name, but the Electric Girl streamer girl. I like their dynamic as well.
Oh, I got secondhand embarrassment every time they put a streamer in it. I get a content creator. I get secondhand embarrassment because it's like this is what the Pokemon company think we are.
Think of us. Yeah. What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Dual Hemisphere Hangout. My name is Luke, and join with me each and every week. I do have my lovely co-host, Jake. Jake, my man, say hello to the people.
Hello, everyone. How are we doing? And finally, Luke has got his wish. I have actually kept a promise for once in my life. You had my word last episode that I would finish Legends ZA. And in the nick of time, at 1 a.m. last night, I finished the game with a total of 46 hours of playtime. Do you know how many hours of playtime you had when you had finished the main story?
When I finished the main story, I think it was... You know what? Oh, I can actually check because I have the fancy new Nintendo app that checks
with this app. Don't even start with this app. It's not in Australia. I'm fuming.
Yeah, I can. Well, for us American folks are whatever it is. Hold on, real quick. Let me see. Well, actually, I don't know. They changed the outline of the. Oh, there it is. Play activity. Let's see here. It says over 30 hours. So probably, I want to say it was like around like 32. Like it was, okay. I was 32, 35. It's like around like early 30s, mid 30s at most. But I would say take away probably like 5 hours from like trying the shiny hunting and then just like random idle, like just leaving it on the background. I would go do something real quick. But yeah, I would say on average about 30 hours.
Yeah. So, I mean, I was fully side questing until literally Saturday last week when I said I would finish the game. And then I beelined the story. And I thought, you know what? I think I hit the nail on the head. I think I had about 10 hours left. The end game is very long. Like, very long. It's the complete opposite of Kalos. Early game Kalos is so long, and then it all goes boom straight up. Yeah. And then this time we are, the end game was more than I expected. It kind of followed the same route as what I was expecting. Like it's not, it didn't really catch me by surprise as such. And I'm kind of disappointed with the final game, Megas. I'm not gonna lie. I was a bit disappointed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
But I mean, overall, I don't think it's better than Legends Arceus. I don't.
Okay.
Gameplay wise, 1,000,000% yes. Battle system, yes. Story, I don't think it racks up to Legends Arceus in my opinion. What do you think?
Yeah, I would agree. I think, well, it depends, right? Because do we count the Volo thing as the whole game? Because that's post game, right?
I'm classing Volo as main story. Yeah.
Okay, so that's the thing, right? Like, I feel like if we're casting Volo as the main story part, even though it is technically post game. I would say Arceus has a better overall story side of it, but if we're counting just the base game main story, I would argue it's tied. I don't think either one, because again, the big twist at the end of Arceus without the Volo stuff is Kamado being the bad guy at the end, and that's like cool, but like it's like not. It's just like a twist. And this one actually felt like, for the first time in a Pokemon game, it felt like a legit closing act boss battle thing, right? The tower felt like a legitimate, like, oh, this is a boss. Like, we've got a lot going on right now. And I really enjoyed that, which I felt like Arceus lacked. Now, story wise, yeah, I would say RC is where it stands now, has a better story. And we'll talk about the DLC and if that will change our perspective going forward. But I would agree, story wise, I was a little let down. I was hoping for some type of like bigger plot turn or plot twist versus it just kind of, yeah, megas are going crazy. Yes, we kind of knew something was going on with the tower the entire time. Turns out the tower is like a second weapon. Okay, Floette's stuck in there. Floette's being taken control of. We got to battle all these megas. Here comes Zygarde. Da 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 da. We defeat it. It's over. So I felt like it was. I don't think anticlimatic's what I'm looking for, but it was. They played it very close. They didn't take a risk. It wasn't like very.
Yeah.
I didn't feel like, oh shit, I didn't see this coming. I felt like, okay, this makes sense. Okay, this is like pretty beat for where I expected the story to go. The story did not take me on any twists and turns whatsoever. It was very much cool. I think the cool, if we're talking about story things that I enjoyed the most, is I did enjoy the last one, rank A, when we found out about Team New Wave Flare, when we found out like who Grisham was. I like that callback of going back to that to the Team Flare hideout. That was probably my favorite part of the story from where we last checked off. And I think that was where I was like, okay, what's going on? Maybe Lysander is going to be the real big bad guy at the end or something like that. But they played it very safe to the chest for sure. Which, again, not a bad thing. I think it still did very well. But it's, I didn't take that, like, I didn't have that oh shit moment like I did in Arceus.
Yeah, like, I mean, the whole, as you ascend up the mountain in Arceus, like the whole story twists on its head.
Yeah.
Like you said, this one was very, I don't want to say linear because it kind of was. It was very linear.
Yeah.
I feel like the end sequence was not as epic as I thought it was going to be. The music was insanely good. The composition of the whole game, whoever did the music in that game, stellar. 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Mega Floette, when it was revealed, was I kind of liked it. It's just a bigger flower, I guess. They played that one semi-safe, I guess. And then Mega Zygarde was just horrendous. That thing, the blimp / cannon that it gets, no, not for me.
Yeah, it's in the bin. Like it's not.
I honestly thought it would go maybe like, it's really annoying to say, but they kind of needed to give it wings. It needed to go evangelical, because you start off as a dog, then it becomes the earth, and then it becomes this like man, this god, and then they needed to go above that and not just give him a cannon that's strapped onto to his hands.
The mega felt very designed for what they wanted to have happen at the end of the game. I feel like they were like, we want someone to shoot this tower, so we're just going to give Zygarde a cannon. And I feel like that's why they designed it the way it did. Which I'm like, cool, but like, couldn't you have like done that with like a hyper beam? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's cool. Don't get your mind. I will say that battle was epic. Like, it was epic to witness. Like the cutscenes, the
cutscenes were
the cinematics. The cinematics were really good.
I wish the boss battle where you're just fighting the two flowers changed the flowers up. It was 3 phases of the same thing, and it was I got bored. I got bored in the final battle. I mean, I was getting ass handed to me.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say I was getting my ass handed to me. Yeah, I was getting my ass handed to me too. I wasn't like necessarily. I couldn't get bored because I'm like, what the fuck. But I was like, freaking Charizard, stop dying.
I was running an assault vest Goodra. Like, it was the tankiest thing on my team. I think it was level 70 at least, and that thing was almost getting one shot. But it didn't seem that the flowers had any type advantage. Everything was just hits, and they weren't hitting me for super effective. It looked like it was set damage. But I wish they'd have done like maybe 2 flowers and then like one big flower, and then the one big flower goes into a bit of like a spread triple head dragon. That would have been a nice like pre-phase boss battle. I
Yeah.
just kind of lost interest when I was just spamming max revives and then standing under Zygarde at the end.
Yeah.
The run up to it, I get that it was kind of mimicking the Elite Four, like as you go through and
Yes.
you play with all the characters, that because the character building in this game has been the best, I think, since Black and White.
Yeah.
In terms of they built out almost every character. Vinny had a great storyline, even down to like someone like Philippe, where
Yeah.
usually like what are they called from Emerald underneath Archie and what's his name?
The
Matt.
admins.
Yeah,
Admins.
admin
Yeah.
Matt and Agatha. They never really have a
Yeah.
storyline behind them. They're just there as like, oh, it's another difficult boss battle, I guess.
Yeah.
But Philippe got a good storyline. There wasn't really a bad team when you find out in the end. You
Yeah.
kind of think it's going to be the Syndicate, but they're not bad. They're just loan sharks.
Misunderstood.
That's all they are. Just
Misunderstood.
misunderstood loan sharks. I'm trying to think of like things that I was also disappointed in because for me it's a very solid game, but there was Lysander's story was nice to hear, like
Yeah.
and putting some perspective on the timing of it all. I think like it all slotted into place once you meet Lysander and go through his story.
Yeah.
I got kind of confused a bit into it, thinking that maybe AZ was the bad guy.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, so you thought that as well? So it wasn't just me. Like
I thought that was going to be the twist. Like
yeah.
I figured like they were going to swap it and have like because it was interesting because I'm like, okay, AZ knows about like my thought process is AZ knows about this and he's trying to find the strongest mega evolution user for what reason, right? To stop rogue mega evolution or to so I was like thinking because at the end of the day we really don't no, we didn't really know much of AZ up till this point, right? Like he was a wandering person who was trying to redeem himself and get his Floette back. Okay, well he got his Floette back. What if he goes back and goes a little extra crazy, right? Maybe something's wrong because I won't because what really got me is because that very beginning message at the very beginning of Legends ZA, where you see the tower like glowing and you see AZ and the Floette stares back at the camera. I'm like, that looked really menacing for like half a second. Like the Floette looked menacing. So I'm like, maybe something's going on there. But we didn't get that, which again, I wasn't mad about. I think they just played it very close to the chest story wise, and I think it's just not close to played it very safe story wise. They didn't take any risks. It wasn't bad. It was fine. Like you said, the characterization, like all the characters that we meet once we get past rank F, when we make that big jump, they're all solid. I enjoyed my time with each little syndicate from helping out the Fist of Justice people to helping out Corbeau and the Syndicate Lone Shark. I really enjoyed that side. Helping out I can't remember her name, but the Electric Girl Streamer Girl. I like their dynamic as well.
Oh, I got secondhand embarrassment every time they put a streamer in it. I get a content creator. I get secondhand embarrassment because it's like this is what the Pokemon Company think we are.
Think of us, yeah.
So bad.
Yeah, and then the Team Flare stuff, like, and then I keep forgetting her because she was my least favorite character. It was the fairy girl, where she's like, "Hey, come join us!" And our giant thing. Yeah, she annoyed the fuck out of me.
Really annoying.
Yes, very annoying.
I know that they were going for that. They were definitely going for that. But it ripped me out of the mainline story when we're going for this big battle and all she's banging on about is this tournament. It's like, I don't care right now.
I don't care. Yeah, so she kind of annoyed me. And at first I was like, maybe she's going to be the one. Like, that's kind of like the big bad. And then you just kind of befriend her. Not befriend her, but you kind of just put up with her at the end. Like, all right, she's just a thing. But I really enjoyed the characterization they did. I thought they did a really good job with that. It's probably the best. They took a lot from learning from Scarlet and Violet with that 3 branching storyline with I can't remember their names, but
Team Star,
um
and then
Team
there was
Star,
Arvin.
Arvin, and then our Nimona,
Yep.
our rival or whatever. Like I enjoyed they took that and expanded that out and made you care about the other characters, which I really enjoyed that part of it. Like I actually cared about Tawny. I'm like, okay, Tawny's actually a pretty cool character. Your rival or your ally feels like an actual character, not just like, hey, I'm gonna challenge you and I'm gonna be the best. It's like, no, she has actually a little storyline, and we still don't quite know what she was really looking for at the end. And I'm assuming we'll find the answer to that at some point. We have to pay money for it, but we'll find that out at some point. Um, but yeah, I really, like I said, I think overall, I really, really, really enjoyed this game because it did a good job of it's a complete game, right? Like the gameplay is great. I enjoy the world. I think the world is great. The characters were great. The story was solid. I'll give it solid. I'm not gonna say it was good. I'm not gonna say it was bad. It's solid. It's passable. Um, and overall, like I really enjoyed my time with it. Right. I still like it better than Arceus as a entirety of a game. Um, but yeah, I was pleasantly surprised by how that second act of the game, once you take that skip from the initial giant jump in the ZA battle royale, I really enjoyed how well they developed those characters, and it made it rewarding to see them pop up at the very end, helping you out, leading you to get to the tower. And I thought that was cool.
I did one thing. I feel like I'm being a negative Nancy, but I'm really not. I'm just nitpicking here. Um, like the Mega Evolution Pokemon that you battle on the way. I wish it's kind of hard to ask because how many do you see really? You see about maybe 10 or 12 different mega Pokemon in that run up.
Yeah.
I wish they were all new ones.
Okay.
Instead of like revisiting don't get me wrong, Mega Gallade and Mega Gardevoir together battling that one was probably the easiest one because I got my ass handed to me in those. It just seemed like they didn't die. They were definitely HP
Yeah.
buffed, I'll tell you that. Yeah, I don't know that end sequence, man. I just felt like it didn't end the game well for me. But that's probably because
didn't.
I spent so long doing side questing and stuff, and I was getting the full experience. Like I was experiencing the full city.
Yeah.
And then and like I said earlier, I felt like to me AZ was the bad guy. Like I can't in this piece of like you look at it like he mega evolves Floette, and then Floette goes to the top of the tower and becomes the tower. Like that is a destruct.
Well, he doesn't mega evolve her. Tawny does.
Tawny does,
He
but
gives
like
he gives her the
can't
stone. He's like,
anymore.
okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
So to me, he's the bad guy. Like he's still tried to kill everyone.
I don't think he initially meant to do that. I think I was like, I get that. I get the idea. I don't think at all that was his thought process. His thought process is, oh, Mega Floette can control this. I have no idea. She hasn't mega evolved in God knows when. And it just turns out, oh shit, actually no.
Because was the
And then
tower going to kill everyone, or was it just going to mega evolve Pokemon? Like this is the issue. I can't get my head around how this tower was a second weapon. Like
I
it seems a
think
bit far fetched.
it was well, and a second weapon in the fact that clearly the rogue mega Pokemon are dangerous, right? Like they're not controllable. Like we like we like there's only 10 trainers in the entirety of Kalos that can or entirety of Lumios that can help handle this, right? So I think like that was the whole idea. Like, yes, it's bad because it's doing this. It needs to be stopped. But no, I didn't read AZ as being the villain. I think AZ was trying his best, and I think he was just being an old man at the end of the day and just didn't know what the fuck to do. So all right, fuck it. You kids got it.
Yep. See you later.
like he's like, fucking, let's do this tournament so fucking the protagonist can control Mega Floette for us so we can save the day. I hope this works. And then it didn't work, and then he died.
Yeah,
but
that cutscene got me a little bit.
Yeah, but hey, we got.
Go on.
Yeah, I was but hey, we got a cool wild zone out of it.
We did. We got Wild Zone 20, and that final cutscene of Izzy's like grave that got me good a little bit because I'd done a lot of shiny hunting or like running through and transporting back in that little gap where you find the Sableye in the first prologue, I guess. So going back because I always wondered like this gap seems odd. Like in the graveyard, it was odd, but like they'd filled it with a Sableye event, so I was like, oh, maybe the Sableye will come back. Like it has to be like a nighttime encounter, and it's like a special spawn. So it was cool to kind of like see. Oh, it was actually Izzy's grave all along. And Pokemon actually dealt with death. What also it got me like a bit zoned out as well. Aren't Pokemon immortal anyway?
No, Pokemon have died before. Like that dude's Mabostiff died.
No, but like it's in the generic story of Pokemon just are there. They don't die. And then Izzy spent all this time like ripping the life of other stuff to make his Floette live for eternity. And I was like, hang on, my Blastoise from Pokemon Blue's still with me. It's not dead.
Yeah, that's fair. Pokemon logic. Yeah, it doesn't really make sense. Death of Pokemon. Like we know it's a thing in the Pokemon world because of obviously as early as like Red and Blue when Gary's Raticate dies, or he's visiting the Pokemon thing. We know there's death in Pokemon. That being said, it's not
a Pokemon die from natural causes. Always been sick or attacked.
Yeah. That's true. Well, I think the Scarlet and Violet guy, his dog, he was just dying of old age. He just passed away. The Mabostiff from Scarlet and Violet, Arvin's storyline.
Yeah,
I think that was the only instance other than that. But yeah, no, it's interesting that Pokemon RC. I always think the Legends games are just their fun time to experiment. You're like, all right, have fun with it. So I'm very interested to see what else they do with it because there's a lot of room. Did you do any of the post game stuff, or did you just kind of just beat the game?
No, I've kind of just beat the game and then went to bed.
I
could have probably played a bit longer because I missed that we had daylight saving time, so I could have gone a bit longer.
It's cool because it's the post game and ZA isn't huge because it's like it's not nearly as expansive. It's not nearly as expansive as as Arceus, where it's like another 10 hours. It very much is like you do this, you do this, you do this, and then you do this.
Well, and then haven't we in the DLC?
Yeah, that's the DLC. Yeah, exactly. So I will see because obviously we don't have Zygarde by the end of the game, right? So that's gonna be in the post game.
I have a sneaky feeling that I think I have an idea of the direction because the Kusatsuko Inc. lady, she was hinting at the fact that Tawny's jacket looks familiar. And the only person I can see that has like that beigey jacket is the professor from Galar. Got a name. Not the
Sonia?
The assistant, Sonia.
Okay.
And that leads into we've seen there is now a new mega dimension, and maybe we find that Tawny looks a bit like Sonia. She's got dyed hair, but it's pink. But I've got a feeling that there is some sort of overlap between Galar and Lumiose, which would be fair because Galar is the UK and Paris is very close to France. Paris is very close. Paris is very close to London and the UK. Yes. So I wouldn't go past it. Say like in the DLC that we see a Sonia come back because otherwise I can't really find a reference in the game to what she's looking for, other than maybe her parents.
Yeah, because that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking she's looking for her parents, and the only other running theory that people on the internet have is that she might be somewhat related to one of the Team Flare members that we don't know of. Well, we know of. She was the Elite Four. What's her name? Malva,
Oh, okay,
the
yeah.
Team Flare admin. There's a theory that they might be related by like some means because she wants to do broadcasts and stuff like that, and that's what her mom did. Well, that's what the lady did for Team Flare. So that's the theory that people are going with. But again, there's been literally as again, there's no crumbs of it. This is just a theory right now. There's definitely more substantial like evidence coming from what you're saying, for sure.
That
But
was my guess
yeah,
anyway.
yeah, but no, I'm excited. Like I think it's cool that we got the DLC because man, oh man, it's something. we
It definitely ticked my
yeah,
boxes.
yeah, it definitely it's really cool. I like I am very I'm very surprised by what they're doing with it, right? Cuz it's like it feels like they're doing a whole different type of format, like formula for this DLC area. It feels very roguelike. Like I'm very intrigued. And the thing that threw me for a Willy, and I literally said, "What the fuck?" was when I saw a level 150 Pokemon. I was like, "Pardon?
Yep.
This is crazy. This is some
And now
game
we know
changing
why
shit."
you can't send your Pokemon back. But I'm sure that
Yes.
would have been countered. We've had that before when you caught something in a Hisui ball, but it wasn't in the game, so
Yeah.
you get like the dream, not the dream ball. It's called something else. They
Yeah.
could just auto level it back down to 100. Like it's not.
Exactly.
I don't think that's the exact reason. I feel like because there's no abilities in the game, but mind you, Arceus didn't have abilities in the game, but yeah, you can transfer out of that. I don't know what it is really. There's got to be some. They probably just haven't coded it.
It's
Fair enough, I
probably a
guess.
coding issue. It literally
Yeah.
is what it is. It's a code. It's a simple like we don't want to go back and do this. Too much work. They don't want to
But
code
yeah,
three different games.
so I didn't really catch it from I haven't watched the trailer again on DLC. The DLC trailer. Is it always one zone? Because we're going back to Hooper Worm. Well, not Wormhole, but we're going like Hyperspace Madness, right? We're doing the wormholes again.
Yeah,
And the good thing about the wormholes is that you could go to like different zones. Is it the same zone, or is it going to be different zones?
I'm not. I couldn't tell you. I'm not sure.
I didn't see it in the trailer, and I was like, maybe.
I would assume
Imagine,
it's different. I'm assuming it's different zones and not one zone.
because
That's how I would assume.
I mean, everyone wants it. Like you're going to Hooper Ring, and then see a Mega Baxcalibur, but you're on Glacido
Mhm.
Mountain. That's where I want to be. I
Mhm.
don't want to be in a mini map of Lumios. I want to be
Yeah.
like, and if
Well,
I see a Mega Entei, you've got to give it us. You've got to give. I want to be in Ecritique. I want to be in that little
yeah, it's
city.
not gonna. Yeah, you're asking too much. You're gonna
Come
get.
on, please,
You're get.
please.
No. That's you have to pay an extra $30 for that, Jake. You're gonna get a mini map of Lumios. Calm down.
Damn it.
Calm down. Calm down now. That would be cool. That's why we should design Pokemon games. But no, I think it's very much one zone. Like it's gonna be like different parts of Lumios, maybe different tweaks on it. But overall, like it's exciting. Like it's cool. We got to see two new megas. We saw Mega Baxcal and we saw Mega Klefki, which I would say Klefki's design is really cool. Baxcalibur's design is something.
I like it. They haven't gone goofy with it.
Yeah.
Instead of an axe, they've given him the sword of Baxcalibur. Like
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
it's the actual sword. It wasn't Klefki, it
Yeah.
was Chimecho.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Mega Chimecho.
Mega Chimecho looks sick.
Again,
I like Chimecho.
they're going back and giving these awkward Pokemon megas.
Mm-hmm.
So this ultimately leads to it has to be Megatropius, right?
No. Nice try. We're not getting that.
It's nice to
I
see
think
that the Mega Raichu is quite obviously There is one Mega Raichu, which is Mega X, and then Mega Raichu Y is obviously just Mega Pikachu. They just didn't want to do Mega
Yeah,
P. Um,
exactly.
and it looks. I hope that we can actually catch and use Hooper.
Hmm. I
Instead
would
of it just
assume we would
being,
be able to.
like a story
They
NPC.
wouldn't do that. They wouldn't put it in there for us not to be able to catch it. We're gonna be able to catch it just because it's coded in the game. If I see a pixel of a Pokemon, I'm assuming I can catch it. Like that's
I
like
you'd hope.
that'd be dumb as shit. Yeah, I'm like, oh no, you can't catch this one. It's just here. I'm like, no, I'm catching the Hoopa. Nice try. Um, no, I'm very excited for it. The DLC looks very exciting. We're getting on December 10th, so less than a month away. We're getting more ZA, which is very exciting.
Got enough
Um,
annual leave.
yeah, I know. But yeah, I think overall it's just as it it needed the DLC. I think what we've come to with this is that instead of going back to our earlier discussion of what we like what Arceus we enjoyed more about Arceus was like the expanded story, the twists and turns, and the Volo stuff, and that's what we think is holding ZA back from Arceus in the terms of a story department. I think that's what the DLC is going to do for us. And it's kind of like that's kind of like what Pokemon's MO has been for the longest time. It's kind of like, yeah, you might have been like, about the story, but hey, the DLC will give you some more story stuff that you'll probably like. And that will make it a complete story, right? Which again, I'm not a fan of, but that Pokemon's done this since Pokemon at this point, Pokemon Sword and Shield. So I'm not surprised by it. I would have liked it, but once I saw DLC coming, I kind of had a gut feeling that we were not going to get a crazy crazy good post game side story that we got with Arceus and Z. I knew they were going to hold off to the DLC, but the DLC looks promising, right? It looks like it's well worth the $30. You know, people will argue day in and day out, like, it should have been in base game. It should have been. You know what? 1000% it should have been in base game. 1000%. They could have put all those Pokemon in the base game and they could have added 30 more megas. 1000% they could have done that. They're not going to do that, and Pokemon will never do that ever again until they go back to red and yellow cartridges on the Game Boy. Like they're just not going back and doing that. Like unfortunately, that's just the
Hey,
way
look,
the
we
world
asked for
works now.
DLCs. We all
We
screamed
did
for
ask
it.
for we did, and now we're upset. We're upset about it. But you know that's going to be the case. But it looks like this DLC looks promising because it's adding so much more to the game. It's not just, oh, here's more story. It's, hey, we're raising the level cap. Hey, this is kind of roguelike. Hey, you're gonna get about 15 or 20 new megas. Hey, we're gonna get to see Hoopa, and I'm assuming we're gonna see some more legends at some point. I think it's a cool way to introduce that, and I'm already intrigued. I'm already like spinning like mind plots in my mind of like, who are these people? Like, who is this little girl? Is this like Diantha from a different, like Diantha's kid, or is this like Diantha from a different universe, or is this someone else from another universe? Like, I've already got theories in my mind, and I think this is where Pokemon will take the story and kind of turn it on its head almost. If they decide to do that, this is where they're gonna do it and kind of be like, yeah, well, this is what you thought. Turns out, here you go. You got to pay $30 to see the full story. But I feel like that's where we're gonna get the main thing, and then I'm making the prediction now. Like after it's all said and done, the DLC, I think overall this Pokemon game will probably be one of the best complete Pokemon experiences that we have
Oh,
because
1,000,000%.
it's again, I think, and I have to let people know this because it's like gameplay wise, they took a risk and changed the very essence of what Pokemon was, being a turn-based RPG. I click Ember, you click Water Gun. That's what we're doing, and then you gotta wait, and flipped it on its head, and it works really, really, really well. Because you may think it doesn't because you think it's too easy and it's spammy. When you get online, when you get into the later parts of the game, when you start using, there is a whole new minute and whole new essence of this new battling that I still have yet to figure out with the speed changes, the hitting a Pokemon to make it flinched for the recharge, the cooldown speeds, the fact that it takes me 10 seconds to fire off a fire blast, but it's going to take you 4 seconds to hit 2 attacks, and I might already be dead by that. Like, I really, really like the way they've changed it, and I think Pokemon should be commended for taking a huge risk. And from what we've seen in this game, it worked really, really well to the point where when we do go to Generation 10, and I will eat crow if they change it back to turn-based battle systems. Um, they're just gonna make it better, and I think it worked out really, really well, and I enjoy it very, very much. And I think Pokemon should be commended for that. Like, it's a good. They did good. They did good on the gameplay mechanic, because that's what's good, was either going to keep people or turn people off. I think a lot of people, it definitely kept a lot of people around, and it didn't shove the fans of the game away either as well.
I don't think they'll go completely away from turn-based. It might be that there's like an OG battle system where I don't know, maybe I can't see the gyms doing it, because I feel like they've got so much freedom now to express gyms in Gen 10 if they do it this way, where you're running around, you're immersed in the battle. But I can imagine like there is still the core mechanic in the main game of turn-based, whether it be like a side quest or maybe like a battle tree, I guess, would be, because I feel like they don't want to completely rip the band-aid off completely just yet. But and everyone wants everyone loves Battle Frontier. I've never been a big fan of Battle Frontier, but like, love it. It did.
See, yeah, I was gonna say, because I was like, see, that's where Champions comes in. I feel like that's Battle Frontier. You can do that
if you could do
right?
it offline,
Like,
because some people don't like PvP. Some people do just like PvE.
I feel like there's gonna be an offline. I feel like there's gonna be an offline mode because it's Nintendo. They always will do it that way. Like, there'll be an again. I don't know. We'll see in like a month when Champions comes out. Not a month, but in January when Champions comes out, what it fully entails. But I think they're ripping off the Band-Aid. I really do. I think they're saying fuck it, because I think they don't. I feel like they don't care. I feel like they don't care. Like, not like they don't care about the audience, but I feel like they're gonna do what they want. And if they do nearly as good of a job that they've done with this, then people are still gonna buy it, and I think they're gonna make it user friendly enough that anyone can play it the way. Right? Like, I think they don't care. I think they're like, hey, if you want battles, here's battles. This is Gen 10, and we'll go on a full speculation because Gen 10's coming out next year. This is their Breath of the Wild for Pokemon. It's going to be. This is literally what we're going to get. We're going to get an fully open world Breath of the Wild style Pokemon game, with the battle being real time not turn based, but real time battles. And I think that this was their big test. And I think the fact that this game sold over 4 million copies in 4 days, and probably now in 10 to 15 million, and it's going to be growing and growing because everyone's going to get a Switch 2 and they're going to want Pokemon. They're going to see the numbers, and they're literally going to say, these fuckers are going to buy anything that has Pokemon attached to it. So we're going to do what we want. And I feel like the Band-Aid's been ripped off. I feel like they were like, all right, here we go. All right. They're kind of peeling it off a little bit with ZA, and they're like, all right, we're halfway. And they're like, you guys like it? Okay. And then they've ripped it off. Like, I
can't believe Gen 10 is actually next year.
Yeah. We're getting it.
It's come so quick. It has come like so quick. I feel like I blink and I can see Scarlet and Violet coming out like yesterday. Mm-hmm. It feels like yesterday. It's
yeah, it does feel like it came out 2022.
Bro.
Crazy. It's 2025. I know. It's crazy.
Oh my god. And that game, it's held up. It's held up. I think Scarlet and Violet has held up, especially now the Switch 2.
Yeah.
to come out.
On
That
the
game
Switch
is
2, it does.
amazing on Switch 2.
1,000%.
Um,
Yeah. I'm excited for the future. I think, like I said, I think this was the test. And I was really worried I wasn't going to like it. Because I'm like, it's just not going to be Pokemon for me. But ZA has proven that you can take the essence of Pokemon is really the capturing. I feel like they've got, again, because the whole tagline, gotta catch them all. The second they get rid of the capturing, is no longer Pokemon. I think the battling is obviously a part of it, but you can do the battling in so many different ways that the core idea of Pokemon is catching. And I feel like as long as they keep that core idea of catching monsters, because they're in a fucking lawsuit over fucking monster catching, mind you.
Yeah, they're
So,
gonna.
and they're
Their
not,
patents
and
are
they're
gonna
not
be
doing, and they're not, and they're
overturned.
not doing, and they're not doing a good job. They're not looking too hot in the courts, but they,
I feel like that's also a good thing now. Like everyone knows
yeah,
what Pokemon is. I don't think they need a patent on it. Like it's a
no, they don't.
behemoth. No
No, they
other
don't.
Pokemon monster catching game is going to come out and get to the levels that Pokemon is in the next 20 years. It's
No.
not going to happen.
Pokemon's the #1 franchise in the entire world. It literally it is.
So those patents have protected them for long enough now, where we can you can start letting indie developers start making things, and maybe that will please them because people won't. Well, there'll always be ROM hacks. We want Pokemon to play the way we want it. But maybe it would slow down a bit if they let new games come out that were similar monster catching games. I wasn't a big fan of Power World. I know you played it.
It wasn't Pokemon. Like the idea of catching the pals was that, but it's not Pokemon at all. Yes, a lot of the Pokemon looked like the pals looked like some of the. See, I'm calling the pals Pokemon. A lot of the pals looked like Pokemon. That was clearly gimmick infringement, but the catching them in a ball or a sphere is like not Pokemon. It was more akin to Ark survival or than Pokemon in any way imaginable. It's like you catch the Pokemon, you breed like the fucking Pokemon shotgun. See, that's the problem. See, that's why they're suing them, because we keep calling them fucking Pokemon, and that's the problem. They should never have made them look like fucking Pokemon. See, they did because they did their whole business model like, hey, it's Pokemon with guns, and like they fucking like, hell yeah, we are. And that's why Pokemon's pissed. That's why Nintendo's pissed. And they're like, this is Pal World, and these are pals. And we don't catch them in balls, and they do our things. They very much market it like Pokemon, and that's the problem. Because even now, I'm like, yeah, they're Pokemon. They're not Pokemon. They're pals. And that's why Nintendo's pissed. Because they don't want that little sheep having a gun. They don't want that.
Did you ever see the Mega Leak came out recently? Have you seen it?
I've seen the Mega Leak of the current. Yeah, I've seen the Mega Leak of everything that's come out. I have not. I have specifically stayed away from Gen 10. I have specifically stayed away from the RC, from the
new Arceus.
The Mega, I've stayed away from all the games that are coming out. I've stayed away from the Mega Dimension DLC, but all I know is that whoever fucking leaked that shit is going to jail.
It's not on this planet.
They're
no
either
longer
on
with us.
jail, they're here, or they are dead, because everything that's come out has literally happened. Whoever the fuck worked at Nintendo and got their hands on this shit, like there's not a single leak that was out there. I remember when they showed it. I remember because they showed a blurry picture of what Mega Starmie looked like, and I'm like, there's no fucking way it looks like that. And then yeah, it does, and I'm like, okay. So now anytime that stuff happens, I'm like, all right. So basically, it's like, do I want to be spoiled?
This is it, because now I've finished the game, and like I was very late to the party when finishing, so I did get a lot of things spoiled. I didn't know how the tower changed, but I saw the final form of the tower. I saw a lot of the megas because people just, I mean, fair game at that point. It's like 2 weeks after the release. You're going to start seeing things in thumbnails, and people need to get the clicks over the main YouTube streamers, which have been very good with their YouTube thumbnail placement. It's all been megas that have already been released. But I'm now wondering, do I want to then look and see what is coming? Because I'm going to buy it anyway.
I know. So the leaks that I've seen, I know the core idea of it. I don't know anything else other than the idea of it. I know that Generation 10, and if you don't want spoilers, guys, just like skip 5 minutes into the video because this, if it's talking about the leak, it's probably true. All I know is Gen 10 is going to be a 2-version exclusive. It's going to be open world, very much akin to Breath of the Wild. Like it's been pretty much confirmed that that's where they're going with it. Like they're
still
doing
half the dev team.
They talked sky. There's like a sky area, an underwater area, and a main area. Like literally, fucking Tears of the Kingdom. Like 3 levels.
I mean,
right?
We had that in Sun and Moon, right? We had that in Oras.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. You could fly around on your Mega Latias.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Sure. Yeah. All right. Oras had it first. You heard it here, folks. First. The new Legends game is Legends going to be taking place in the Galar region. That's all I know. That's all I know. I don't, and it looks like they're going back in the past. I think that's where it looks like they're going, but I don't know anymore. I didn't read any more details. And this is the one that's got me like, what the fuck are they doing? They've got a game where you can go to multiple regions in the same game, and it's going to be an MMO RPG. So basically,
as a side title?
WoW, as a side title, like not a remake. Like, I think this is going to be their way around a remake because they're going to probably give us access to like 3 regions at once. So, you know, you ever played like the Pokemon? You've ever seen the Pokemon RPG like thing on browser like that, but very much well done. So, and I think I feel like it's going to be their take on like Elder Scrolls Online and like Final Fantasy 14. It's
just going to be Destiny 2, isn't it? How long has Destiny 2 been going?
Or like years? Destiny 2. Like it's, yeah. And it's going to be like one of those games, which I'm not super excited about from what I saw, but I do like the idea we are
if you're in there, I do like you're buying every DLC. That's
but I think that's a cool way for them to get around remakes because I mean at this point because after Gen 5, do we need a Sun and Moon remake on the Switch too? Do we need
they're scared of making Black and White again?
Yeah. Yeah, like do we need a Black and White remake? Do we need a do we really need a Sun and Moon remake in like 2 and 3 years? Probably not. You know?
No.
And then what's next? We're gonna get a Galar region.
Well, we already
are
like
in
ZA.
Yeah.
Well,
so I feel like we're done with it. I think if we get a Black and White remake, I think we're done. Because we got ZA, which is Lumia, so we're not gonna do a whole X and Y remake. And if they do, at bare minimum, they're going to be about as shitty as BDSP. They're going to be like, all right, 5 people go over here and just make it from scratch and make it look nice, and you guys get a bonus or some shit. Like
I'm trying to think. Like maybe they will because it's the only games that are dual screen.
Okay.
And if you want to play them on the Switch, you need a single screen. It was the same with like BDSP, right? Like it was designed for the dual screen, and now they need to try and convert it to a single screen. So maybe, they're definitely not touching X and Y now because you've got X and Y. You've basically got Lumios right there, and
you're not touching. Sorry, X and Y remakes. You're not getting that. They're not happening. You got it.
So they might do a Black and White. My idea would be do Black and White free.
Yeah. And I think that's what this MMORPG is going to do for people. It's going to give them the regions that they want and like whatever like system it's being used as reimagined. And so there's your remake right there. If you want to go back to say they remake and they open up the Kalos region for like one of the DLCs for this MMORPG, and then if you really, really want to go to, I don't know, freaking the star. I'm trying to think of like the Starlight City, the Psychic Gym one, which is probably the coolest area next to the ferry area, and X and Y. Like you can go there if you really want to, right? I feel like that's their answer to that, and cool because again, it's Pokemon. It's a money
They've run
maker.
out. They've ran out. That's the issue.
Yeah, they're like again. I think we're getting to the I think we're getting to the point with Pokemon where it's like I think even Nintendo themselves are tired of developing the same game every 3 years. I think they've been trying to innovate for years and they didn't want to isolate their fan base. And they've been dipping their toes in with experimenting everything. And then, as much as people think Nintendo does not hear them, Nintendo definitely hears them. Pokemon definitely hear them. They may not give a fuck about what you think, but they definitely hear it. And they're probably like, all right, sure, we'll try it. We'll see how it works. Because at the end of the day, we're gonna be getting those games regardless. Like that's if those games for some reason get canceled, it's because of the Terra League's fault. Like we don't get a Legends Galar and we don't get this MMO.
I'll be really
RPG.
disappointed if we don't get a Legends Galar because of that.
Yeah,
I love
like
Galar
I
region.
don't.
I loved it.
Yeah,
it's so good. It was just let down by the Switch one.
Yeah, and so if they for some reason get rid of that, so be like I doubt it, but like those are your next like 3 Pokemon games, right? These are what's coming down the pipe. And by 2030, these games will be out. And I'll be 37 years old.
Oh, no! No!
And I'll be playing these games still.
Oh man, I've got like 2 years to make it on YouTube and then buy a house so I don't have to work again, so I can just
play Pokemon. Yeah, that's the dream, guys. We're still chasing it. But I guess to wrap it all up, because we're not probably gonna revisit ZA until the DLC comes back. We will probably do a Mega Evolution once after all the DLC comes out because it's like
I don't
want to do like
point doing one now and then
I don't see you doing 15 and then so we're gonna be the ZA talk will be dying down until the 10th most likely. So I guess final thoughts, Jake. Give me your final thoughts on your time with Pokemon Legends ZA.
From the beginning to the end, it's polished. It's brand new. It's a breath of fresh air. It's a breath of the wild. It's been really nice to get back to a Legends game. I absolutely love Legends Arceus, and I think this is a very good improvement. Whether or not you think the story is good or not is completely independent on the fact that the gameplay and the mechanics of this game, there hasn't been a single fault that I have seen. I know people have been like alpha overloading and glitch exploiting. I let them do it. It's fine. Who cares? Like, I played that game without a single hiccup at all. There was one screen tear, and I think that's because I hadn't turned my Switch off in over a month. So I turned my Switch on and off again, did a full reboot, and it was fine. It has been a stellar game. I wish I could have finished it sooner. I really do. But that's a credit to how long the game is. This isn't just a usual Pokemon where you can literally run through it all in about 10, 15 hours. This is a 30-hour game. I've still got all my side quests to do. I've got to get my shiny charm. I honestly, I give it a solid 8. I'd give it a solid 8. It just doesn't get into the 9 and 10 bracket for me, only because the story didn't tick all my boxes. Or left me in a confused place where... But that's also down to me not understanding Kalos lore. I imagine if I'd have gone back and played Kalos again and read every NPC and understood what I was doing, then I think this game may have pushed into a 9, because there is some fantastic callbacks to X and Y that I know they are callbacks, but I don't... it doesn't click in my head why they are callbacks. Yeah, it's a solid 8 from me. Highly recommend. I would also recommend, like, I haven't seen it on the Switch one, but the Switch is amazing. It's an amazing addition to the Switch 2 library. And if you were ever thinking of doing the swap, don't hesitate. It's great. You probably agree with me, Luke, on most of those points.
Yeah, I mean, literally, I don't think I could have said it any better. I mean, where I'm stating at this, if I were to give it a score out of 10, I would probably say it's a solid 8 for me. Yeah, to echo what Jake said, like it's very well made. Um, the changes to the battle mechanics I really, really enjoy. I think it adds a whole new level of strategy to it. The story itself left a little bit more to be desired, only because they played it so safe into the chest with it. They didn't do anything too crazy. Um, I really enjoyed the characters. The characters itself were a very bright spot in this game. I felt connected with the screen time that we got, because again, we got about an hour with each of those characters for their like designated little areas, and like a hi, I'm gonna battle you, and that was it. We got some good time with it. I really really enjoyed that overall. The catching again is a Legends game, so I've always enjoyed the Legends games for what they were. I like the catching aspect of it. And I would recommend this to anyone that is a Pokemon fan. I recommend this for people who maybe got burnout on Pokemon, who got tired of the same old with Pokemon. This is different Pokemon, right? I would definitely recommend you try it out. I don't have a Switch 2, but I would take Jake's word for it. If it runs great, so if you're thinking about making the Switch, I think ZA is a must buy for the Switch too. And I'm very excited for the DLC. I cannot wait to get my hands on it. And overall, I really enjoyed my 30 hours with this game. Um, and I think if you are a Pokemon fan at its core, you will enjoy this game 1000%. Um, but yeah, that's my that those are our thoughts on ZA. We've had about three thoughts, three podcasts dedicated to it. But I think overall, yeah, ZA is a great game, and we here cannot as veteran Pokemon fans who are in practically Gen 1ers at this point. Like, if we're saying it's a good game, and we trust me, we have no problem trashing. Trust me, we have no problem trashing a bad Pokemon game. We will say our piece, and we will find the one nitpick and run it to the ground. It's very, very hard to find something egregiously wrong with this game. So like I said, guys, pick it up. It's worth the $70, $60 you bought on the Switch. Um, it's worth it. So, guys, enjoy a good Pokemon game. Buy it for your kids for this Christmas, or buy it for yourself. Treat yourselves. It's a great game. Holds you over till Gen 10.
Yes.
Alrighty, guys. Well, we're gonna wrap it up here, and thank you guys again for always tuning in, checking us out, and we will see you guys on the next episode where we won't be talking about Pokemon. Hopefully, bye bye.